So yeah, I think it's also good for, you know how to make the basic sound with this, right? Let me see. How do you do it? Okay, sure. Yeah, good.
I have a very big problem with this kind. With
And then there's the other kind, so you've seen that too. Yeah, so the one is like this, one's more like this, and then the other's more like this, but just, I mean, if you can just make the drum ring, that's step one. Step one is just being able to do that. Exactly, and you can do that already. Already you know how to do that. So if you do this, and then you do like this is more for like, I honestly don't use it as much. There's not so much of a need for it. I mean, yes, it's good to have. It's part of the bona fide system of playing the Mridanga, but usually I don't use it. Usually I use more like going across, and then there's variations. Actually, most of the time I play this muted style, and I use this duggie technique. It can be done with pressure.
and move little.
Look at this. I'm not even moving the hand. I'm only just putting more pressure, more or less pressure. And then another way to do it is also to put a little more pressure and to move the hand. Yeah. But also listen to what you're doing, right? Like when I'm playing in kirtan, it's not always. No, it's more like
short.
It's usually I'm not stretching past maybe here.
Okay.
Usually I don't go all the way to, I mean, unless it's maybe like something more like you know, sometimes there's a need for it, you know, sometimes it can sound good, right? Like you can do it where it's a really like, whoop, like, you know, but usually I'm not, like, look at how little the hand is actually moving. It's like just right here. Even just moving the hand a little bit just on this edge right here. Not even past there maybe. Like listen. And it's, yeah, so right, you're doing. Not even like my palm, this part of my palm is not even going past like here. Not even to the middle of what to speak of the middle of the drum, you know? So it's like, yeah, this is a very useful thing. And then also try, so you can go like this, but also try doing it this way. Yeah, that's also important. And a good way to practice this is like te 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 te, like te 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 te. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's good for Adital. This is a good technique to know for 16 beat. This is a good technique to know for 16 beat. So think in your mind maybe da e uru ti ti da ki din da din da din da e uru ti ti ta ki din da din da din da e uru ti ti ta ki din da din da din da e uru ti ti ta ki din da din da din da. And this is why I'm showing you this. So listen. So the mantra in your head can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In North Indian classical, and then that's a good way to practice the duggie. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Even a lot of times, most of the times I do it, it's not like 1, 2, 3. It's more like 1, 2, 3. It's the opposite. It's coming back and going back to it. More like that. It's more like so this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This side, te 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 te, right? But maybe slower. Te 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 tin 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 tin. Te 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 te. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because check it out. You can actually use that in kirtan. And in North Indian classical music, the 16 beat is counted instead of da a e uru ti ti ta a ti ti din da din da din da. It's da din din da da din din da ta din din da ti ti da din da. It's called teen tal, right? So there's Dashbahir tal is teen tal is actually one way to play Dashbahir tal. Dashbahir tal has many variations. One of the variations of it being teen tal. And teen tal has become like the more popular adi tal for North Indian classical music, which is typically played on tabla or pakawaj or tolak. But for this drum, the Sri Kol or the Mridanga, normally we're learning Dashbahira tal first, but it's also good to know teen tal. And I'll give you the mantra for that too, because it can be used in kirtan. And I think it especially helps with this technique. So it's basically da din din da. It's da din din da 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 da. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And basically the whole time it's just like a bunch of din din da da din din da da din din da da din din da da din. So it either can be like, but the mantra technically is da din din da 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 da din din. But you see how that's useful. Da din din da da din din. And also for din, try putting the palm a little bit like maybe here somewhere. Start with it about there and go, hit it and let it ring. And just take the pressure off. Just hit it and let it be open. Hit it and let it be open, but instead of moving your hand out like this, you move your hand back. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's like din. Yeah, din. Yeah, so like din, 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 din. Yeah, that's sounding better. So it's like dinna, 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 dinna. And eventually it gets to a point where you don't have to take the palm off of the drum, but it just kind of slides open. It just kind of slides and lets the drum ring. Yeah, so dinna. Yeah, dinna. And be even more like, let the palm start to touch like even here. Yeah, let the palm even touch here on the very edge. Like din. See, when I go din, my palm is coming even out to here. Even out to the very edge, right? So din, 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 din. Try doing it like this. Do din. Start with your palm about here. Just on the edge, like just where the gob meets the... This is the gob, right? Yes. Just where the gob meets this part. Start with your palm there. Right? Like, yeah, about like that. Do din. Let your palm come out to maybe like around here. To the outside of the drum. Right? So try that. Din. Yeah, keep it there. And then for din, na, it's still ringing. Din, na. Like just, and then bring it back bare just to where the gob meets the skin. You know what I mean? So try doing this duggie style just from where the gob starts out of the outer part of the drum, letting it ring still. So like din na, din na, din na. Just playing around with the very edge. Yeah, just playing with the very edge of the drum. And then when you get more used to that, even you're doing too much.
Too much. But
Even, and then when you get more used to that, then you can start doing more with pressure, or there's a whole range. There's a whole range, you know what I mean? And a lot of it's done with pressure. A lot of it's not even done with sliding necessarily. It's done more with pressure, or pressure and sliding together. But most of what I use in this technique, most of what is used in kirtan with the duggie style of the din din like this, is mostly done all like right there. It's just on the edge, literally like just on the edge, and maybe with a little bit of pressure on the edge too, but like it's like da de din din da din din da. It's like the difference between din din da din din da or din din da din. See, I'm not even sliding. I'm just putting a little bit more pressure on the edge. That's it. So dinna, this exercise I'm showing you. Try practice din, like din is like this, right? Din, and then there's also like a din, like din. It becomes like that. But look at how, yeah, exactly, that's looking better. See, because maybe make it to where when you do din practice to where it doesn't come past here. Try doing the na just on the skin at first. Din and just goes to the edge of the gob. And then then you can experiment with it. After then it can be din more. You can do din
longer.
Yeah, and then but to start, practice just din just go only to there. Din Also practice pressure. So put the palm on like the very edge here. Or totally open. It can be totally open, right? Or it can be totally like as strong as you can do, right? Like as strong as you can pressure versus as open as it can possibly be, and everything in between that. So, like. So for the beat, maybe that's like tati tete nakadina, 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 tati tete nakadina. And this one's like, that's like a mix of like a little bit of sliding, not too far, maybe sliding to here, maybe about there, but then like with like a good like kind of scoop, and like having a little more of like this like you're pushing it into the drum. It's not really like a din din. It's less of a slide and more of like you're pushing in, like you're pushing into the drum a bit. So it's like check out this one. So open hit. We're gonna do tati tete nakadina, tati tete nakadina. So tati tete nakadina, tati tete nakadina, tati tete nakadina, tati tete. This will make the drum vibrate. And then in between, there's many different things you can do. So it can be like tati tete nakadina, 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 tati tete nakadina. So there's like three. Watch, is one initial hit. Tati tete nakadina, tati tete So sometimes it's like there's variations, but you get it going with this, or it even could be like. You can use the duggie technique to mute a hit even. It can be like. Instead of just like. It's like. You make it short, you know? So you can use it also to bend and to make the note shorter. This is a good one to know when you're playing, or like, which is also this is also it's just I say because it's just that's more what it sounds like when you play it. But this is a good one to know. It goes din 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 din. So it's like din da din 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 din. And the one hit is a little more like din, and the other hit is a little more like din, like so it's like din din da 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 din da. That's a very common way to play it, and that's played in a lot of different styles. It's played in Krishna Kirtan, it's played in lots of North Indian music, in Qawwali, tabla. They play a lot of fast beats like this, and that's also like din din da din din da din din da din din. There's variations even you can do, but typically it's din din da din din da. It's the same as da din din 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 da. So
I use in this duggie style this beat like no, not beat like how with half power, you know this.
So here,
how you use duggie style?
how for this, yeah, how would you use it? So you'd use it more like din da din din da din din da din din. It can be mixed even. It can be instead of just din da or din din da din din da din din da din din da. It can be both. It could be din da din din da din din da din din da din din da 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 da. It's also I like
I saw Kesho use
this
something like this mixed style.
mixed, yeah. So it's
Duggie and with
and open. So open style and doogie style, yeah, exactly. So a lot of times the open hits will provide the drums vibration, and then you can play with the drums vibration with the doogies to make it a little more refined. So it's like this is more useful. Like as it's ringing, makes it ring, and then once you're like, and see how like close to the edge I am. Very close to the edge, letting it ring, you know, letting it sing, you know. Like I'm not stopping it, I'm not going. I'm like, it's still ringing. And then the din, that kind of does stop it. It does kind of stop it, you know, but pushing in, you know. Like I'm putting like decent amount of pressure, you know, like I'm pushing in on it, like to get that sound, that good, yeah, that good, and a little bit less sliding and a little more pushing. Yeah, push in a little more, like slide less and push in more. Yeah, that's more what you want. Pushing in more and sliding less.
Not so long.
It gives you a better, and then when you do actually slide, it's more of an accent rather than every one being, because or even trying this. Doing, honestly, a lot of duggie style is mostly open. Most of duggie style playing is less actually sliding or actually pushing. Most of playing in duggie style is actually just open. It's actually just open, but you're playing it more like this. But it's actually open. Or maybe a little less open. You know, or maybe even much less open. So there's a range, right? There's a range, but most of duggie style playing is actually open. Yeah. So,